Welcome to Soul and Synergy Radio. Soul and Synergy Radio is dedicated to exploring the mysteries of the universe and our place in it. Your hosts, Terry and Danny, are the owners of Soul and Synergy LLC, based in Eau Claire, Wisconsin. Each week, they will be delving into topics that are part of the metaphysical and paranormal world, along with spiritual practices that help us connect with our higher selves and tap into the energy of the cosmos. The show will feature interviews with members of the metaphysical and paranormal community, sharing their knowledge and insights with their listeners. Whether you're new to this world or an experienced seeker, Soul and Synergy has something for everyone. Now, your hosts, Terry Flick and Danny Loosemore.
Hey, good morning. Felt a little weird here. I was waiting for Danny to jump in, but you have just me this morning. So it is going to be a little interesting, of course, for me because I'm not used to doing this solo, but that's all right. So, hey, I just want to touch base on a couple things. So we have some shows coming up, of course, and July 15th here in Eau Claire, which is a week from tomorrow, is the Eau Claire Psychic and Wellness Fair. Then July 29th is Wausau, Wisconsin. So those are the two that we got coming up in July. Wausau, we're going to be at the Holiday Inn in Rothschild. It's a new show for us, and it feels good. Everything is feeling good up in Wausau. It's an amazing people. We have such amazing supporters. I just want to thank everybody for being part of the community with us and joining us and stuff. So good morning, guys. So Christina's going to be jumping on with us at 10:15. So today is kind of Spirit Day. So as you can see, I'm already connecting in. This is how, when I connect to spirit, this is what happens. My voice will start getting weird. I'll start stuttering or pausing a lot, which is not an uncommon thing because we're always listening to what spirit has to say, so to speak. And so anyways, so I titled it, Where is Spirit Living? Ooh, come on, guys, slow down. Where is spirit leading you? And you guys in the audience, please feel free to comment in and chat back and forth with us with this one this morning. Spirit is however you refer to, if it's God or if it's Buddha or if it's whatever your higher self or higher energy is. Not higher self so much, but anyway, so so just know we have the higher guidance system. It is an amazing energy that you and everyone has the ability to tap into. It is truly getting out of your own head and allowing spirit to come through. So it was a little rough at the beginning, but spirit is part of my life all day, every day. So you'll be having a conversation with me, and this will start, and I'll pause and I'll ask questions in my head, and we get answers that way. It is a very, per se, interesting way of living, but it is actually one of the most peaceful part of my life that I've ever had in my almost 59 years here. So but yeah. So yeah, feel free to ask questions and stuff. You know, I was talking with, we were doing class last night, and we were going back and forth on, so we're working on the clairs with some people, and helping them to gain their abilities, so to speak. And so when I teach, whether it be Reiki or whatever it is that Spirit's wanting me to teach, it is truly a connected class. It is. Some of my students can tell you that I pause all the time, waiting for the next thing to happen, waiting for the next clarification to come through, the next direction to come through. But you know, I believe we had some amazing events last night. We've only went through 4 of the clairs, and a couple of the students have attended both classes that we've done on this. And we did psychic readings last night, allowing them to use a couple of those abilities, or helping them, guiding them to use those abilities to do readings. So I think it was a pretty amazing event last night. We were 3 hours into it, but it's okay. You know, we had a great time, and the energy was amazing. So yeah. So let me check something here. Okay. So living in spirit to me means everything I do. Okay, so as they say, and I correct myself again, 95% of the things that I do is spirit driven, is spirit behind me, spirit pushing me, pulling me, all the things. If it doesn't feel right, I don't do it. If it feels amazing, we jump right in. It's the energy we hold within our store here. It is everything that guides us in this world. You guys, you can do this. This isn't a me thing or anybody else thing. It's an everybody thing. And truly, like I said before, it is truly just getting out of your own way and enjoying life. So, yeah, they're really talkative today. The messages that I'm hearing is that whoever reads this is or watches this or listens to us and stuff is here for a reason, and the ones that follow us are here for a reason. And that reason is that we're here to help, and we're here to teach, and we're here to do all the things that, you know, that we can do, and to help everybody ascend or just live a happier life. You know, it is truly what we're here to do. So oh, cool. Christine's backstage, so we're going to bring her out whenever you're ready, Todd.
Hey, Terry, how are you this morning?
Well, it's a busy morning in my head.
Yeah, I've been watching.
It's the connection is really kind of interesting to keep this morning. It's it feels a little off today, but
okay.
It still feels good. And
it's been a little off. I don't know if you've been paying attention, but sun flares and shifting energies, and it's hard sometimes. Yeah. It's different for sure.
Yeah, it is. And it's been, you know, an emotional roller coaster this week in the store. We have customers that come in and they're just like, we'll start talking and they start crying, you know, and
yeah.
So, you know, and again, like, that's what we're here for. This is a safe place to do what you need to do, whether it be we go in the back into the treatment room and we talk, or whatever the case may be. So, you know,
Yeah.
So
I was just looking at the comments. Somebody said Christina with like 5 exclamation
I know.
points. So, hi. Terry, I'm going to back that up. Everybody I have talked to in the last few days have said that the last week has been really hard. It's been a lot of emotional upheaval. People who thought they knew what their path was are all of a sudden feeling like they don't know what their path is. It's just been a lot for a lot of people. And this shifting, it's a lot. I mean, we are just hitting another upswing, and that
Mhm.
rocket has been lit. There's no putting it out, but man, the ride can be rough sometimes.
Oh yeah, it's like, um, it's like, it's like you're super grounded, and
Mhm.
then you're super ungrounded, and
Yeah,
you're just everywhere, and
like that.
like that. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's almost like the universe is bipolar right now.
Yeah. Yeah, Melanie said someone turned gravity up, but it's like they keep turning it on and off.
On and off. Yeah, yeah.
Like,
I totally agree. It is
yeah.
it's a crazy time right now, but I truly believe that it's just breathing and allowing it to process, and
Mhm.
don't put so much weight in not knowing. Put the
Yeah.
weight in trust in that it will get better. So
I think that's part of the shift though, don't you? I mean, from 3D to 5D is learning to trust and having less need to know what's going to happen, when it's going to happen, how it's going to happen.
yeah,
Because I mean, that's human nature. We want to know those things.
it is.
And I feel like the ascension of human nature is kind of moving beyond the need to know that all the time.
Yeah. No, I truly agree. I we plan these events and we do these things and stuff, and me, I'm sitting here and I got my boards and I'm doing all my things, and I look down, and it isn't right. In my head, it's not right. And
Right.
it doesn't feel like it's going to fit. And they and I'll stop and I'll pause and I'll go, all right, what's going on here? And they're like, you gotta trust. You gotta trust. It'll line up. Take a deep breath.
I'm laughing because I'm relating to that a lot.
Yep. Yep.
I got my whiteboard over here. It's got all kinds of stuff on it for all the multiple things I'm involved in. And I look at it and go, feels like there should be more on there, but there's no way I can even keep up with what's already there.
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it is. And it
Mhm.
is. And it's just, then it's like, deep breath. Okay. Yep. And I put it down, and I
Yeah.
move on to the next month or the next week and go, all right, what are we doing here? And
Yeah.
all the things again. And
So there's an old joke that I heard around 12-step tables a long time ago. You ready?
mm-hmm.
How do you make God laugh?
I don't know.
Make plans.
Make plans. So that's a good one. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
kind of like, and God was just the word that was used. You can replace it with whatever word you use for,
Right.
universal intelligence. But yeah, Lee just answered it too. Make a plan.
Make a plan. Yeah.
Yep. Because things are, and things are changing now, even so much faster than they were, 30 some years ago when I first heard that. And it's crazy. Like we're still walking through earthquakes right now.
Yeah. Like all the time.
Yeah.
You think
Yeah.
you didn't? I'll just say it. You're never going to get it right.
Nope.
Never.
No, because we're never done.
We're never done. It's always evolving.
Yeah.
It's always, you got it. It feels good. And then, oh, here. What?
I know. Wait, that was not figured into the equation. I'm just saying. Hi,
Right.
Mary. I also want to say hi to Lee and Facebook user. I can't see who you are, and Jessica.
Yeah, I can't see it
And
either.
wow, there are so many people. Melanie was on my show recently. She was amazing.
Isn't she?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
wonderful. Yeah.
That girl's going to go places.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
So I just want to say, oh, it's Casey. Okay.
Oh,
Cool.
Casey. Hi, Casey. Hi, Robin. Hi, Mary.
Morning. Yeah. So, it is, she I don't know. If you could have a fan page, she'd probably be one of our biggest fans. She comes here a lot. We do a lot of stuff together. She's actually going to travel with us to the Michigan Paracon and be with us that weekend.
Awesome.
Things like that. So
yeah, I won't be there that weekend, but I'll be missing you
yeah,
guys.
yeah.
Oh, Val. Hi, Val.
Where,
People tell me
where
who
did-
they are.
I miss Val. Where's Val?
At the very bottom, she just popped in, said, Happy
Oh,
Friday.
it's
It's me,
Val.
Val.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool. Yeah. So, so before you came on, of course, I was explaining what living in spirit means to me. But what does it mean to you?
Flow. When I live in spirit, I flow. It's not so much about messages. It's about just moving with it. It's about not stressing out over every little detail. It's about just letting things be what they are and letting things flow into my life. And I'll tell you, when I start trying to control stuff,
Yeah.
things go south quick.
Yeah.
So for me, being led by spirit is really just living in spirit. It's following the guidance that I get with pretty much without having to think about it. Because when I start thinking about it, that's when I start trying to control. That's when I start messing things up for myself, is when I start thinking too much.
Right. Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah. Yeah. Got to be fluid because being flexible is too rigid.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
This woman is so full of wisdom. She lives in like an hour from me. I'm so blessed to have her in my neighborhood.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
She came down to La Crosse
Mm-hmm.
to the event, but we never made the connection. I'm pretty sad about that. But hopefully, we'll get to meet sometime. But
Okay, so Stanley, performing the daily, I know I'm going to say this wrong, a japa using the Sahom mantra. That sounds like a lot to learn. It sounds beautiful, but it sounds like a lot to learn.
yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, it does sound cool.
I know. I'm an earth sign too, and I am the earth sign from hell. Sorry. I have 8 Virgos in my astrological chart.
What the heck?
I know, right? For anybody who thinks I'm intense, there's your answer. So
how is that even possible?
I don't even know, but I'll show it to you sometime.
Okay.
Yeah, flowing for an earth sign can be tough. Fortunately, I have a water sign rising, so that kind of helps. But yeah. Hey, Angela.
Yeah,
Angela.
I truly believe, and Danny will back this up on, and it is even like driving. Let's just go there. And I think we probably talked about this, me and Danny on the show before, but he is we're on 94 or whatever interstate, and he's going at 75 miles an hour, and I'm sitting in the passenger seat, and I can see this car coming up, and he's still going right at its bumper, right? I'm like, slow down or move over, whatever the case may be. But for his processing, he has to come to it, process what to do, and then move.
Yeah.
So on our trip to California, we had this long conversation about flow, and I use my cruise control speed adjuster all the time when I'm traveling on the interstate. It's like, oh, well, I'm a bus driver too, so it's distance is a thing for me. Right. So I can see a car coming. I'm coming up to a car a quarter mile down the road. I'm already looking. Do I slow down or do I move over? So I continue the flow instead of stop, start, stop, start, stop, start. So it is truly a thing for me. I do that all the time.
I do that too. Probably because I've had a lot of truck drivers in my life.
Yeah. Yeah. And
it's
it's an equipment saver as well. It doesn't wear and tear on the brakes or whatever. I don't know.
Yep. Hi, Shell. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah. But it just feels good. It
does. It does. So when I'm in flow, everything I need comes to me without a struggle. When I step out of flow, things begin to struggle. And recently I've had another lesson in that. I don't know why I chose to have another lesson in that, but I did. And so, it's just interesting. But when I'm in the flow of spirit, everything just comes. and it comes easily with no struggle at all. And then when I step out of the flow of spirit and I get caught up in other people's drama, or I get caught up in, for me, for the last 4 months or so, it's been grief that I sometimes get caught up in, and it knocks me out of my flow. And then I get angry with myself because I let myself get out of my flow, and then I can't get back into my flow because I'm angry with myself. Does this sound familiar to anyone?
Yes. Yeah, and truly, I get it.
Yeah.
I was that way for a long time. Now it's easier.
Yeah.
But I'm not going through the grief part would probably throw me as well, but the whole, now it's like, wait a minute, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah.
And that's how I talk to myself,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll Shelly reminds us, I tell people when it doesn't feel right, stand up, turn around, sit down.
Oh, that's a good one. I forgot about that.
So it is just, and I'm not talking stand up, turn left, stand up, turn right. Do it opposite of your normal. So like for me, getting it here, I have to go left to get out my office door.
Uh-huh.
So I'll stand up and I'll turn right. And all I'm trying to do is change the energy.
Yeah.
And then I can sit back down, take a deep breath, and go again.
Okay, I popped this up here because it's a perfect example of living in spirit. Last night I was journaling how to strengthen my spiritual connection. Perfect timing.
Yep.
That is a great example of living in spirit. Yeah.
Who is that? I wonder. I wish
know.
we could see who's making the comments. I mean, I'm sure it's somebody we already talked to. But
oh yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Val. Okay.
Valentine. Hi. Val, I'm going to see you next month, Val. I am so freaking excited. So excited. I'm going to be at the Elizabethtown Fairies and Magical Creatures Festival.
Oh, where is that?
That is in Elizabethtown, New York. It's in upstate New York.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I am so excited. So excited. So, I get to hang out with Valentine. He's one of my faves. Like, he's just so amazing. Giant teddy bear. Love him to pieces. Yeah.
That'll be great.
So, yeah.
Yeah, you travel as much as we do. Well, you travel more than we do, I think. But
I don't know. I've been kind of grounded for the last month. It's been weird. I mean, like, I've gone places, but it hasn't been like working places. It's been camping, and it's been, we did the fundraiser for the Broadhead Manor, and that was fabulous.
Yeah, I've heard that from a lot of people that was a really beautiful event.
Yeah, it was a big old party. It was fun. Yeah. If you ever want to see a big guy, in a wig sing Paradise by the Dashboard Lights, I have video.
Oh, cool.
You're welcome, Dan Norval.
Oh, nice. Do you think, now this is what we were talking about this in a conversation with somebody, that like June seemed to be the month to slow us down.
Oh, yeah.
To maybe reset us, to allow us to regain some energy, because my June, we did Duluth.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah, I think I did the Bigfoot Festival at the beginning of June, and that was it.
Yeah.
Yeah, slowed us down too much.
Well, yes, but I got to visit with Sherry and Matt from Reiki Magic, and
nice.
Sherry and Adam and Matt, their friend. Actually, I think I got to see them 3 times in June because they were at the Renaissance out here.
Oh, wow.
So I would go. I would go out. We barbecued, cooked out, and then the last weekend was July 4th weekend, and there we go. Yeah. There's Val.
Yes, awesome. Val. Now you're there. And hey to John.
And then, and it was really great connections. I actually did a healing out there while I was out there and did some stuff. But no, it truly was it truly was a reset month.
June was hard for me. There was a lot of difficulty for me in June. And it wasn't just me. It was a lot of other people too.
Yeah.
It was, My checking account is still complaining about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine too. I bought a new truck.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. It's a beautiful truck. I saw it.
Thank you.
Although I did get to have lunch with Terry, so that was cool.
That was a positive.
Yes, it was.
Yes.
There were a lot of positives in June. It was just such a weird month, I think, for a lot of us.
June was new airflow. Ah, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. It's brought
Yeah.
some clarity to me.
Same.
You know, where do I need to go? What do I need to do type stuff. Along with sitting back and going, is this truly where I need to go? Is this truly what I need to do? You know,
Yeah.
I always got to ask.
Am I reading the signs right?
That can be an hour show.
Oh, more.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
So here's one for you. Tune into this, Chris. So I can't remember what day it was. I think it was Wednesday morning. We walk into the store, or Danny walks in. He got here first, and whatever the case may be, he comes in and does his stuff. He has meetings that he has to get in his office for and stuff. And then I walk in, and then, you know, when you walk into the store, we have the side room, and we have books in there. And at the end of the books, we have a little end cap, and I put some stuff up there. But I make sure, like, I'll put them in holders. I'll make sure that they're not going to fall if somebody bounces it, things like that. And in the middle of that doorway to the center aisle, or the center stone display, a book was laying there on the floor.
Which book was it?
Egyptian Magic.
Well, there's a hint, huh?
Yeah. So I come through and I'm like, okay. And I go, and he hears me come and he hollers out, I left it there for you. I'm like, okay, so that's about me.
Yeah. There you go. Valentine has some great. Can I just read some of his comments? He's got some great stuff going on here. June was a new airflow, changing of mindset and deepening the self-worth authority. And I kind of watched his journey on Facebook because he posted a lot of it. I thought I was kicked out of spirit. I kind of felt like that too. Like, why am I having such trouble connecting? Yeah. And Shell, yeah, you're right. We got this. I'm going to try that stand up and turn around thing. So you go opposite of your natural inclination?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. It breaks the norm, the flow.
Okay.
But yeah, it just changes the energy, right?
Yeah.
So,
cool.
Yeah. Yeah. So June, yeah, let's just say June was it was a restart, a reset. It gave you time to evaluate, process, all the stuff.
Lots of processing. I mean, I talked to a lot of people in June who were processing.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
So I really think that these next 6 months, so July through December, are going to be kick-ass months.
Oh, I agree.
You know, things are lining up, things are piling up. My calendar's getting fuller and fuller and fuller. You know, I people say, well, you need to take a break. I said, when I need to take a break, Spirit will tell me to take a break.
Yep. Hey, Diet. Woohoo.
Good morning, dear. So, you know, oh yeah, rebirth. I agree. It was kind of a rebirth as well. So I don't worry about all the work. I don't worry about all the stuff piling up.
I don't either. I'm happier when I'm out working.
Yeah.
That just brings me joy. This is what I came here for.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So a show every weekend. I'm good.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what we're doing. Like when you see the fall winter schedule.
Oh, my fall schedule, I am booked.
Yeah.
To almost to Thanksgiving. From Labor Day almost to Thanksgiving, I'm booked.
Nice.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, you're going to be back up. You're here the 15th. You're in Wausau the 29th.
And then I'm there the 4th and 5th of August.
4th and 5th of August in the store.
Yeah.
And then I can't remember where you're doing Ashland, so September.
I'm also doing Quad Cities in September.
In Quad Cities. Yep. And then what was the other one? Did you say Grand Rapids? Are you going with us to Minnesota?
I don't believe I am this time.
Okay.
I think I had a conflict with another.
That's right. And then November 11th is back to the autumn again. So
Yep.
And Eau Claire. Yeah.
Robin has a question.
Oh, does kick ass mean a good thing? Ooh. Yeah.
Well, let's talk about perspective here.
Yeah. You know, even though we get, per se, our asses kicked, it isn't a bad thing. It, at least I feel it's awakening. It is, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And it's a processing thing,
Yeah.
It
but having a kick-ass month is an amazing thing.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you go the other way around.
Yeah.
I think she is referring
to I know what she's referring to.
Oh yeah. Yeah. But I truly believe that, I love a good,
Yes. And Diet and I talked about this last night. It's like we're happier when we're busier. We're happier when we're connecting with people. We're happier when we have more opportunity to help other people. We're happier when we're on the move and flowing with things. That both of us, we talked about it like we said last night. We talked about it, and it really does making it. It really, it helps me stay in spirit.
Yeah.
To be able to flow. And anybody who knows me knows that I drive a ridiculous amount of miles. And I love every mile because that's where I get focus. That's where I get clear, is when I'm on the road.
Yeah.
Because I have all that windshield time. I'm the only one in the car. It's so helpful to me to be able to do that. It just helps me focus somehow. It helps me literally flow. Yeah.
Even when we're traveling together, like me and Danny are on the road.
Yeah.
He'll be over there doing his quiet thing, and I'm over here doing my quiet thing behind the wheel. We don't usually have a radio on. For, probably 80% of the time, there's no nothing. And people say, well, don't you even talk to each other? Like, well, yeah. He'll reach over and go, what was that in your head? Like, he can tune into what I'm getting. He knows what's going on.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So he had a question. So go for it, Terry.
Oh, are your energetic tools working, or have you also experienced the why am I using these? Well, yeah. So they do and they don't. When I use my tools, my energetic tools, so a Reiki master, and healings and stuff, I always have something available. So, I work a lot with crystals, but I also do have this little dude here that seems to follow me along. And you're going to find this to be funny because of the book that fell. But so this Ankh with the Lemurian crystal at the end of it, it's quite powerful for me. And
that was a bad time for me to say, take a sip of coffee. I'm just
sorry. I didn't even see that. But but there are times like the tools I used to use the tools I use aren't as powerful as they used to be. Yeah, for sure. Whether it's grabbing them out of somebody's hand spiritually and using them that way, or, well, actually that's what's working the best now is when I have an image come in and hand me a tool to use. That's what's working best. My, per se, earthly tools aren't working as well as they used to. So that is all about. That
is part of the shift from 3D to 5D, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I guess absolutely. And so that's truly amazing.
Yeah. I love that I can just do this.
I do too. I'm jealous.
Oh my God, yes. I love the connection and being a party animal, the energy of good fun and releasing heaviness. That's exactly what I get when I go to events. And I
Yeah.
know, I mean, Terry, I've gone to a lot of events with you.
Yep.
And you probably have seen the number of people who walk away from my table after they've cried.
Yeah.
But you know what? It's always love. It's always either a release or a connection or something that is bringing that level of emotion to their eyes, you know,
Yep.
and even that they walk away feeling better. And then a lot of times these people will contact me later and just go, that was great, thank you, I really needed to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good
Yeah.
fun too.
Uh, it is. I truly, I just can't say enough how much I enjoy what we do.
I know, me too.
The
Me
bad, the
too.
good, the ugly, it doesn't matter.
Not at all.
It is. It is an amazing journey living in spirit. And
Hmm.
I'm waiting. Well,
Yeah, what's up with your throat chakra there, Terry?
that's interesting.
Yes, it is. Yeah, what's up with that? What were you just saying? You were just saying it's amazing living in spirit.
It is amazing living in spirit.
It is. It is. I think the world would be happier if more people did.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. What do you think? Oh, let's do this. So what do you
Okay. I put myself on the spot again. All right, go ahead.
Don't drink. Don't drink. What do you think the easiest way, taking away the life stuff, like the grief, the Jesus Christ work sucks, all those things, right?
Hmm.
What do you feel is the easiest way to connect or to get back in?
For me,
Yeah.
it's getting outside of where I am. And that means physically as well as mentally. But sometimes I need the physically to get to the mentally.
Yeah.
So in June, when we had all that air quality stuff going on and all that, like I couldn't leave the house. And that was part of what made June difficult for me, was not being able to leave because I had trouble breathing when I went outside.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, being able to get out of where I am physically, and I am very fortunate to be 10 minutes from Lake Michigan,
Mm-hmm.
right? All kinds of beaches, all kinds of state parks close by, private, like municipal parks close by. And I'm very lucky that I can go there pretty much anytime I want to and just find some little patch of beach that nobody's on and sit. And for me, just getting out in the woods, getting near water, just leaving my house, going
Yeah.
for a drive, sometimes that will do it. That will do enough of a shift to be able to get back into where I need to be.
Yep. I agree. And for me, we're right on the Chippewa River here.
Hmm.
So if for me, I'll be right back, and I go out and I take a walk down by the river, and I'll
Hmm.
stand there, even if it's 5 minutes.
Yeah.
It's just enough. But let's go to people that are trying to get into spirit and try to live spirit that way now.
Yeah, that's a little bit tougher when you're getting there the first time. Hi, Stephanie, and whoever has been having trouble. Facebook made me work to hear you both today. Well, thank you for figuring it out.
Yeah, for
Um,
sure.
so when people are, and I've had this conversation, actually just had this conversation last night. Um, it's really about being able to quiet your brain down, and that can be a really hard thing to do because we are taught that the brain is the boss.
Mm-hmm.
The brain is not the boss.
No.
No, 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 no. The heart is the boss. The brain is the worker.
Yep.
And getting that thought pattern down sometimes helps people to shift.
Yep.
Because when we're all stuck in our heads, and I still do it. I mean, we do it. I think everybody does. I'll get stuck in my head. I'll get stuck on a thought. I'll get stuck on replaying some situation. How could I have handled this different? And getting people to take a breath long enough to get into their heart. I feel like that's key. I feel like that's key in helping people feel spirit for the
Yep.
first time.
So speaking of that, during class last night, we did meditation with breathing.
Okay.
And I did a guided meditation for them with spirit, of course, and having spirit come down. Val, would you please clear your throat?
I just saw that.
Woo! But doing a guided meditation and having spirit help me go through it, and bringing it up and connecting with divine, and then bringing it down through all the chakras to ground back out again.
Right.
That's an amazing way to connect.
It is. That's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually have on my website, a guided meditation like that. It's free for anybody to use. I think you can even download it. I'm not sure, but you can at least listen to it on the website. And my website's easy. It's ChristinaBloom.com. As long as you spell Christina with a K and Bloom with 2 O's, you're good. So both of those can be spelled a multitude of different ways.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, there's a little button on there for meditations, and you can just go there and listen. And yeah, that grounding meditation of, bringing spirit down through and grounding, and it's amazing. That can really help too. That helps calm people down.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tremendously.
Yeah.
I when I do that one, and I bring it, so I'll go one step further and I'll bring it down through. And as I come back down to the root, I twist it backwards to hit my tailbone.
Oh.
And then bring it back up. So, for me, when I get the shivers, right, the confirmation shivers, it's from the tailbone to the head. That's
wow.
point. So
okay.
That's why I'll add that in as well. So
okay, when I get the shivers, it usually starts in my heart and then goes both ways.
Oh, see, and we all get confirmation differently.
We do, and that's why I mentioned it, because a lot of people, especially when you start teaching or when you're teaching classes, people try to do it the way you do it, and maybe that's not the way they're supposed to do it. Maybe they're supposed to do it their own way or feel it their own way.
Yeah. We were watching. I like every once in a while. I like starting a class out with like a 30-minute thing on Gaia or something that relates to what we're going to do. And so last night I brought in. I did James von Prague.
Oh yeah, love him.
Oh, he's one of the, well, I wouldn't say the originals, but he just is so good, and so it makes the connections. And at the beginning, when I first started watching him, I couldn't see what was going on. Now, when he's making those connections, I can actually see who he's talking to at times. And yeah, it is amazing.
Yeah.
But so we kind of do that. Like last night, we talked about energy and auras. That kind of went with it. Well, what do we use when we make connections and we do readings? Energy.
So yeah, when I do a reading, I connect my heart chakra to the other person's heart chakra.
Yep.
And I've learned to warn people, because some people feel it and then they think there's something wrong.
Yep. Yeah, and I taught what's her name? Melanie and Rebecca last night were working together. That's how I taught them to do it. Smooth.
Yep.
Yeah.
Very really smooth.
Well. What does Christina say?
Oh yeah, we had a session last night.
Oh, okay. Nice.
I'm so glad to hear that, Christina. I know you've been going through some tough stuff. Thank you. Thank you for trusting me. I so appreciate that. Oh, there's another way to get into spirit or flow in spirit. Gratitude, appreciation.
Yeah.
Brings you right to it.
And I will do that. Like every morning it is, thank you for being awake today. Thank you for all the, nice night's sleep. I'll do the things, right? And right now it's a lot of thank you for bringing Bert into my life. And for everybody that doesn't know, Bert is my truck. So, it is.
Bert is very pretty.
Bert is very pretty, yes. And so it's those things that, and then it's not just the, go the other way too. The air that you breathe, the food that you get, the sun that's rising, the simple things that don't cost you
Mhm.
nothing.
Right.
Make sure you're grateful for that as well.
Here you go. This one's for you, Terry.
Oh yeah, it was amazing, and my imposter syndrome totally wanted to kick in, but the time I got home, but I told my ego to shut up. Yay!
Woohoo!
Good for you, Mel. Yeah,
That's
it is.
awesome.
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure who this is for, but Val got a message for somebody. So if this is for you, Valentine says, my face is tingling, and as if a message is coming through, I'm feeling sorrow. And in quotes, I'm sorry. So whoever that's for, Val got a message for you.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, he's picking up someone's sadness.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Thank you for sharing that, Val. He's so amazing. He is just so amazing. I got to meet him last year at the Dark Waters Paracon in Plattsburgh, New York, and since then we've become really good friends. He and his husband John have become really good friends of ours. He was on my show when we were out there in February. It was awesome.
Well, will he be coming up to I'm gonna say this wrong.
Saranac Lake? Yes, he will.
Yeah, so we'll get to meet him there.
Yeah, Terry and Danny are coming to Saranac Lake, guys. Woohoo!
Yeah. Yeah, that ought to be a good because we'll be over there on Friday morning for our show. We'll do it from over there. So yeah.
Yeah. I'll be doing my show from there too. In fact, pretty much October and November, I'll be doing my show from New York. So yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's okay. That's me missing a special person today.
Yeah. Valentine confirmed he sent the email. So
nice.
Yeah, I sent out contracts. Well, you know that because you got one. But
right. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, it's sitting right here.
Yeah, there you go. I'll pick it up in a couple weeks.
I know, right?
Or next week, actually. Yeah, next week.
Yeah, I'll give it to you next weekend.
Perfect.
So,
Perfect.
Yeah. What was I going to ask you?
I don't know. Were you supposed to have someone else coming on at like?
No, not this week.
Okay.
Yeah, not with Danny gone. He takes care of the.
Okay.
Him and Patty do their thing together. So.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
But
what were you going to ask me, Terry?
Well, that's interesting. It was like right here, and I was like going to go like this, and it went shoop. Like, okay, so it just doesn't have to happen. So okay, let's go this direction. So when because it's all about spirit today.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk a little bit about signs. I know, and I don't want to make light of angel numbers and those kind of things because they're absolutely true. They're absolutely beautiful. I see it happening. I told this story last night. Me and Danny are driving home, and it's very typical for us to take two vehicles because throughout our day, he's going to see his mom. I have to go to see my mom. We have different things that we're doing. So we're usually always having both our vehicles in town. And so we're on our way home, and I'm going through an area that I have never seen a critter. I have never had a concern about anything. And I hear in my head, slow down. And I'm like, but okay, nope. I start slowing down. And as I slow down, I see this deer come down into the ditch, and it's a deeper ditch, and then fly up like he's going to fly across the road, and he stops on the curb or on the side of the road. And I'm like, okay, I get that.
Yeah.
But my truck is gridded. I'm not worried about that. I like I have crystals from the hood to the tailgate. I mean, it's gridded. Well, not quite to the tailgate. I haven't figured out how to get that last one in yet. And I continue driving home, and I said to him, I don't understand why, because my truck is gridded. I don't have to worry about it. I don't worry about it. And they said, but if you didn't slow down, he would have hit the deer. So signs.
Yeah. I have been getting so many signs. And ironically, the first sign that Logan gave me was actually us hitting a deer
Huh?
on the way home from the hospital the night he died.
Yep.
Yep. And it's like Logan he's already most of his life lived more of his life in spirit than on earth anyway, right? So um, he and I were on vacation the prior year, or maybe even coming up on 2 years now, and had a minor accident, but it knocked the bumper down. And so my bumper had been taped up for over a year. and he's like, "Here, Mom, fix your car." And the deer like bounced off the hood, caused enough damage to have to get it fixed and insurance covering it. And then it just ran off uninjured.
Yep.
So it's like, "Here, fix your car, Mom. It's all good."
Aren't those perfect?
Yeah, and he's been giving me signs like crazy. A few weeks after, maybe it's a little more than, I don't know. Timing for me is not a thing right now. But we do not have red-tailed hawks in our neighborhood. We're in a city, right?
Yeah.
We don't have red-tailed hawks. One of them landed on the post of our patio fence and sat there for probably 2 solid minutes. And
Nice.
that was his totem. Sea
Yes.
turtles and red-tailed hawks. And sea turtles have been coming to me in droves. Like, yeah.
That's
You
perfect.
know, yeah. And then recently dimes. I've been finding dimes everywhere. It seems weird that I would be getting them from him, right? So, and I even said, "That's weird. Why would Logan leave dimes?" And he said, "Because pennies are stupid."
Well, I never find coin like that. And I find pennies a lot right now.
Okay.
And heads up pennies too.
Mm,
So that is
yeah.
new for me. So I haven't figured out who's doing that yet. But Jessica says I received dimes from my grandfather. That's
Yeah.
beautiful. But yeah, so things are changing, and this
Yeah.
is what our whole thing is about. So things are
Mhm.
changing. That they're giving us different signs, they're giving us different ways of doing things, using more of the energetic stuff instead of the physical stuff
Right.
to do our
Right.
things.
Another coin story. I'm just going to share this really fast because it was kind of funny, because it involves John, my husband. And not this past February, but the February before, we had rented an Airbnb in Saranac Lake because we go out there every year for the winter carnival. And the whole time that we were out there, it was, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 days. I don't remember. I kept finding random coins like on the sidewalk or even on store floors or everywhere, like even in the rental house in the driveway. And I just kept finding like quarters, dimes, nickels, pennies. I just kept finding them one at a time. And I told him about that. And then we went for a walk, and we were walking more into the downtown area. And we came up to this entrance to a parking lot and looked down, and there was $2.70 some cents in change just laying there.
What?
Yeah. And I'm like, "See, I'm finding coins everywhere on this trip." And we picked it up and counted. I think it was $2.76, if I remember correctly. Yeah. It
Wow.
was just the weirdest thing, but it's like all these coins kept coming to me on this trip. And I'm like, this is a sign. That's the trip that I joined the Adirondack Park Paranormal Society.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah. It was just really interesting, though, that we kept finding all these coins everywhere. And it started with me finding them, and then he started finding them too. And I'm like, "Oh, this is kind of a profitable vacation." I mean, not that even came close to paying for it, but you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's always cool to have it. Yeah.
Okay.
So Lee says, put it in your shoe. That totally took me right back to penny loafers.
Oh, yeah. My grandma had penny loafers. I have a story about that too, if you want to hear it.
Sure.
So shortly after my grandmother passed away, my grandfather had Alzheimer's, and um, we were trying to keep everything normal for him. So we had Thanksgiving dinner there, and I think she passed like in late September, so it wasn't that big of a stretch in between. And um, my mom asked me to go upstairs and get something, so I went upstairs, and I was whatever she asked me to get, and I heard shoes on the stairway, on the stairs going down, and I was like, that's weird. No one else was up here. Why would I hear it? And I went and I looked, and her penny loafers, I saw her penny loafers walking down the stairs.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
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 Val wants to know who was born in 2 of 76. So February of 76.
Yep. Yeah. If it paid for a coffee, you're golden. You're right, Lee. Yeah.
Yeah. See, yeah, and I was kind of thinking that, like Jessica, sign you're on your way to your abundance journey.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And it's been a really good year since then, except for, June of this year.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's just a pause.
That's just a pause. Yeah.
That'll all
Yeah.
go away.
Shell says she's been finding dimes a lot recently also. Yeah.
And truly it is a way of, and maybe it's not anybody you even know, but it really feels like just a way of communicating with the other side.
Yep.
You know,
Yeah, absolutely.
and maybe just holding those coins and seeing where they take you.
Mm-hmm.
As a way of what is that, psychometry?
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, psychometry, reading energy from objects.
Yeah. So
yeah.
Shelly Beans, hey dear.
Hey Shelly Beans.
So
feathers. I find feathers too. I find a lot of feathers.
Yeah. And I don't. I mean, I find them here and there, and then of course here and there are the ones I keep, right?
Right.
But I don't. I mean, we live on the farm out there. You would think that the pigeons would be dropping more feathers, or the dreaded, I don't even know what he calls them, but birds that barn swallows.
Barn swallows.
Yeah. But
they're dreaded barn swallows.
They make mud nests.
Oh, that's messy.
And they try to make them on the house. And so every year it's getting better, but I have strips above all the windows so they can't make it, because they only need a 1/2-inch ledge.
Mm-hmm.
And so Lee says, I want a show about that.
About signs?
About signs, or about which one, Lee?
Yeah.
You're finding enough coins to pay for your coffee. I don't know.
Yeah.
But so it is. You've been on our property, and you can feel the energy.
Yep.
I remember the first time you came there. It was funny. You could feel the warding. You could feel you could see the chief on the hill. You could feel the stuff in the barn. And we sit and, sometimes we'll sit around the fire as we get groups together, and we sit around the fire and just have people feel the energies around. I think the warding is all done now. I think he's taken all that off, because I don't feel that stuff anymore. Okay. Ever since the day that I came home and he was gone, and I heard the box rattling inside the apothecary.
Oh, yeah.
And I said, I'm like, yeah, well, I'm home alone, which our house is a little haunted at itself, or whatever. And so weird noises are normal and doesn't truly bother me, but I've never heard anything in the apothecary. And I thought, well, that's interesting. And so I get up, of course, because I'm going to investigate. And I'm standing there, and all of a sudden I hear like little rattle on the shelf in the apothecary. I'm like, okay, there's a wooden box in there. And I hear it in my head, I hear Spirit saying, back away. And I'm like, okay. So I pick up my phone and I message Danny and I say, okay, who's in the box in the apothecary and why? And he just comes back with, I'll take care of that when I get home. I'm like, oh Lord, So okay,
Lee, I can teach a psychometry class. I've taught him before.
Oh yeah.
Hey, good morning, Jamie Lynn. Good morning, Tristan. See, did I miss someone else? Chris Jordan posted. Oh yeah. I found $20 in a store and 20 cents on the sidewalk within 20 minutes of each other.
Oh, 2020.
2020. And we have, we just, when I looked at the little eye up there, it had 20 and now it says 19 because Melanie had to go to a Muggle meeting.
Those muggles.
Those muggles, I tell you. All right.
Yeah, and for you guys that are joining now, I apologize, but we're only doing an hour today, so we're pretty much wrapping it up. Danny is on his little, let's just call it vacation. So meeting with the girls, I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just want to thank everybody for joining us, and Christina for coming in on short notice.
You're welcome.
It was one of those mornings where I thought it'd be nice to have a friend around. So
yeah, I got your back.
I do. I appreciate it. I will see you next weekend.
Yes, you will see me at the Best Western next weekend.
Yeah. So, all right, guys, have an amazing week. We will see you next week with Danny being back. And where will we be? We may be in Wausau doing the show. No, not Wausau.
Nope. Eau Claire.
Eau Claire, but I mean, I think we're going over Thursday night to Wausau. So we might do the show. I'm not sure yet from over there.
Okay.
So, but
all
right, guys.
Thanks,
you.
Guys. Bye.
The truth is here and now on WLTK-DB Talk Radio at WLTKDB.com.